Hello and welcome to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. As you can see today, I brought to you a nice RU match to conclude this little RU week, and this is a battle against DJ JD, the J Dizzle, and we usually do some casual battles, lower tiers, but today we are brought to you a bona fide competitive RU battle, so without further ado, let's just get on with it. As you saw by the team preview, he's going to lead out with his guy number 1, whose name is Sandslash. I'm going to lead off with my Dredagon, and he's just going to set up the Stealth Rocks as I'm going to use the Glare and paralyze a ground type, because that is something you do not see every day. So that's just a nice little surprise for you. Now I'm going to outspeed him with the Dredagon and set up the Stealth Rocks, since he does get it in black and white too. He's forced to just go for unstab Stone Edge, and now he's going to get paralyzed as I Dragon Tail him out, because I did see that lots of his pokes on his team are weak against rocks, such as this Archeops. He also has a Typhlosion in the wings. So he's forced to switch out. He's going to go into guy number 5, whose name is Uxie, and this is a dual screening Uxie set, so I just went for a Dragon Claw to hopefully bring his Archeops down into defeatist range if he decided to stay in, but unfortunately that does not happen. So he uses the Reflect with the Uxie, and now all my physical attacks are just going to be doing pathetic damage to his team, especially the Sandslash, since it is max defense and max HP. That's the sets that are typically running around. So, as you can see, a Stab Dragon Claw does absolutely nothing. He's probably going to recover more HP with his lefties than I did. But fortunately for me, Rocky Helmet and the Rough Skin ability is going to do lots of damage, probably about 4 Dragon Claws to that Sandslash. So now I'm just going to set up the rocks again as he switches into his Hitmonchan, guy number 4. He's going to use the Ice Punch, but since I am max defense, max HP, I'm going to take it fairly well, and that's a 2-hit KO. So Rough Skin, Rocky Helmet, and a free Life Orb Recoil is going to take about 30% of his health away. Now, I'm just going to be able to glare it and outspeed it if I ever so chose to, but instead I just predict the Ice Punch or the Close Combat, or Drain Punch rather, and go into my Slowking, and since Slowking resists it, he's pretty bulky, he can take it with no problem, but it did a little more than I would anticipate, because Life Orb and Iron Fist Communism is pretty good in the RU tier, or in any tier for that matter. So him predicting the Psychic move, probably. Now, I'm just going to take the opportunity to set up the Nasty Plot, gets a +2 attack, and his Uxie is kind of screwed at this point. He's going to set up the Light Screen, but I'm free to go for +2 Surfs, but since he does have the Light Screen up, it's not going to kill the Uxie. He's going to live at, a pretty respectable amount of HP. Now he's going to be able to U-turn out, get some super effective damage on the Slowking, and switch out into something that can take a Surf, which is guy number 6. His name is Feraligatr. Now, as you can see, I predicted this. I go for the Hidden Power Grass and get the super effective damage off, but since he has a Light Screen up, it's not going to be doing anything. I do have a Brick Breaker on this team because I myself do like using screens and know how effective it is, so I like to have something with Brick Break, but I'm not going to be able to switch it in because his name is Scyther, and I cannot switch him in quite yet, so I'm just going to kill off this Feraligatr with another Hidden Power Grass, and it takes me down to 2 HP with a crunch, but thankfully Slowking has little nubs of HP and Regenerator, so I can keep him alive for the time being and switch him out, get the Regenerator, and hopefully get a Rapid Spin kill, but with the thingamajig. So he's going to send in his Uxie, he's going to U-turn out. It doesn't do anything to Hitmonchan because it's not very effective, and it's a Uxie, not the most offensive powerhouse. So he's going to switch in his Sandslash to hopefully spin away the rocks, because he can't switch in his Uxie anymore once the rocks are still in play. But fortunately for me, I'm able to take it out with a crit Ice Punch, and I do think that probably mattered if he does have a Reflect up. If not, then I'm not so sure. So now his Uxie is pretty much dead. It'll die from hazards on the switch in. So now he's going to bring in his guy number 3. He's going to go for Overheat, Typhlosion, and this thing is a big threat. But it takes out one of my most heavy hitters attackers, as Hitmonchan, and I don't really have an answer for this Typhlosion. I have Dredagon and can resist whatever it wants to throw at me. Decides to throw an Eruption at me. It's not that powerful, but as you can see, Dredagon lives at 13%. He is probably expert belt since there was no life orb recoil and he did switch up moves, so that's always good to know. I just Dragon Tail him out so his eruption will be weakened by these stealth rocks. So guy number 4 is going to take on my Jodagon with the Mach Punch and take a heck of a lot more damage from these stealth rocks, rough skin, and free life orb recoil. So now Slowking can really just set straight up on this Hitmonchan because he can't really do anything. But instead I'm just going to switch out, get more Regenerator, and send in my Electros. And this Electros kind of sucks. I didn't predict that Thunder Punch. I'm not going to play it off super cool, like a cucumber, and pretend that I predicted that, but no, I just wanted to send in Electros. So, he's going to go for a Mach Punch, and since it is boosted by Communism, and its recoil from Communism and Extremism, it's going to take him to a range where I can kill him off with a Thunderbolt. Since I am Life Orb, I'm not a very bulky set. I do have max HP, but nothing Life Orb bad. I'm at a loss for words. Leftovers is much better on Electros. He's going to hit the Focus Blast with his guy number 3, his Typhlosion. Now, I'm kind of free to do whatever. I was predicting that he had the Hidden Power Grass, so I didn't really see his last move. I sent him my Escavalier, and we're going to play some chicken here. Since he does have Stab and Blaze and Quad effective moves, I'm decided to play it ballsy and stay in with his Escavalier, but unfortunately that does not pay off. He just kills me with an Overheat, and that is all she wrote for the Escavalier. I thought he would go for another Focus Blast, predicting something else, or actually Hidden Power Grass. I don't even know. I don't even know. He really had no point to go for another move, but now I send in my Slowking. He's going to be able to take a -2. Overheat very nicely, and now I could just set up on its face, but instead I just decided to kill it off. It really has no business being alive. I should have set up a Nasty Plot because he can't really do anything at -2. He can't switch out because his rocks, so that was kind of a mistake on my part. He sends his guy number 2. He's going to be 1 HP from defeatist range. Unfortunately for me, he has the Flying Gem boosted Acrobatics, and it's going to do a heck of lots of Slowking. Too much to Slowking, actually. It's going to kill Slowking. But do not fret, I have my last Pokemon. His name is Scyther. Scarfed Scyther is going to save the day, and this is his last Pokemon, I believe. But I'm not Scarfed, I Mis-Saved, and it's going to die. Because, of reasons. Mis-Saving is not fun. It's banded. It turns out my Scyther was banded. I could have won that match. And Ace would have definitely killed Archeops because its defenses are non-existent. His last Pokemon, Uxie, would have died to rocks. And now it's a little bit too long after the battle, so I'm just rambling. Be sure to click that last video if you missed it. It's a nice RU battle on PO. And do remember to add me on Skype. I can get more Wi-Fi battles on there, upload more Wi-Fi battles at fizzingyourpoprawr. And until next time, I'll see you in NU week. And toodaloo.